Yep.
Okay. So today I'll be talking about the rise of AI, and I'm going to be talking about the good and bad implications that it has. So first of all, what is AI? AI is basically a discipline that creates intelligent beings, and it acts like human beings. So an example would be speech recognition. So let's say we tell Siri or Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes, and then it'll respond back to us just like human beings. So over the last few years, there's been a lot of revolutions in AI. For instance, there's been machine learning and deep learning, which are basically revolutionizing the way we look at artificial intelligence. Basically, what AI has come to is we give it a set of instructions, and we tell it to do perform a specific goal, and what happens is it finds its own way over there. So it's really, I guess, revolutionizing the way we look at AI at the moment. So what are some of the bad things that come with AI? A lot of people are kind of worried about it. They look at Terminator and they think, is it actually possible? Can something like that really happen? But a more realistic approach would be for a computer to have an error. For instance, let's say we tell an AI or an artificial program combat climate change, and it thinks that the best way to combat climate change is by killing everyone, basically, because that's the way you could solve the problem. So errors like that could actually happen, and it's very possible, and it could potentially harm the world. Another thing that could happen is manipulation, which is already happening actually. You can see that there's a lot of fake news over the elections last year, and there's a lot of propaganda that's being spread. And I recently watched a video where basically a person used AI to clone famous celebrities or politicians, and basically use their speech and their faces to spread their types of propaganda. So stuff like that could happen. Another thing that could also happen is unemployment. So with more AI and robots increasing, what's possible is that a lot of jobs where you don't really need education could be transferred to robots using AI. So that's one problem that could happen. But there's also ways to solve it, and the way we solve it is by democratizing AI. So what happens is a lot of companies such as Google or Elon Musk's companies, what they're trying to do is basically give those powers to everyone around them. So that way AI won't be held to only specific superpowers or governments like that. Also, if there is unemployment, another way we could solve that is by with AI improving, that could also mean that there's goods that will be cheaper and stuff like that, which could also make it easier for people who don't have that education or resources to get a job. So what are some of the good things that have happened? Some of the good things with AI that have happened over the past few years is there was AlphaGo, which is basically this program which is made to solve a game which is called Alpha, and it's been competing against famous top competitors such as this person in Korea who basically lost AlphaGo, and he was the first person to lose to him. And there was, I think the way that they did this was using AI and machine learning, the deep learning stuff, which really revolutionized the way that revolutionized the way that we look at AI at the moment. Another thing that was done is using chess, and then there's also image classification, and then recently there's been an increase in new uses of how to use existing drugs, and there's also been self-driving cars, which really help for people. So what is the future for AI? In my opinion, I think we should increase the funds for research in AI, which could really help the new ways of looking at deep learning and machine learning. And then there's endless possibilities. If we think about it, we can basically solve any problem that we have with AI. But we also, I think it's important that we also have to acknowledge that there's a lot of problems that happen with AI, and we should be aware of that. Thank you.